elementary student, your child must live 3/4 of a mile from your house or alternate address, AKA babysitter address, from your house or alternate address to the school. Child must live 3/4 of a mile from your house or alternate address, AKA babysitter. If your child is a middle school student, grades 5 to 8, they must live greater than 1.5 miles from their residence or alternate address in order to have transportation to their school. Okay. I wanted to let everybody know that bus passes for grades kindergarten to 4th grade and all parochial school grades will be mailed out on August 24th. However, we will allow for additional forms to be passed in till Friday, August 26th, and those will be mailed to your house as well. Any requests for transportations after the 26th cannot be guaranteed for the first day of school. All elementary school students will receive a school bus pass in the mail. Kindergarten and first graders will have a different color, which will be yellow, which means that there must be an older sibling, 4th grade or older, or a guardian or parent at the bus stop in the afternoon to get your child off the bus. If a guardian or older sibling is not at the bus stop, your child will be brought to the Moody School, which is located on Rogers Street in Lowell. Middle school students will not receive a physical bus pass in the mail. You will be able to get that information through our website. And at this time, I'm going to hand it over to John Overton, our web designer, to give you an understanding of what you need to do in order to look up your child's information for middle school. This also pertains to elementary school students as well. You'll be able to get that information as well. But maybe before I hand it over to John, Jen, could you get it on the website?
Jen, we can't hear you.
The transportation form itself or the bus lookup?
I just want to make sure parents can get to the portion of getting the transportation form. So maybe right from the home page.
Yeah, okay. So.
John, I can do that as well.
Okay, all right, that'd be great. All right, why don't we do this?
Is my screen up there?
To John, and John's gonna let everyone. Oh, there it is. Yep.
Yeah.
If you go to departments, click that. You go to the bottom right is transportation. Click that as well, and then you'll see transportation form right there. If you want your child to have transportation, this form must be filled out in its entirety. At that time, we will receive it. Once you submit it, we will receive it and we will route the student. If, in fact, your student does not fulfill the requirements of being 3/4 of a mile or 1.5 miles for middle school students, an email will be sent to you informing you of such, so you can make other arrangements for your child. Also, your child must live in zone. We have 2 zones in the city of Lowell. Zone 1, which encompasses Pawtuckaville, the Acre, the Highlands, and Zone 2, which encompasses Centerville, Belvedere, Lower Belvedere, Sacred Heart, and Back Central. You must live in one of those zones. You must go to a school in one of the zones unless you are assigned to a citywide school, which then gives you the opportunity for citywide transportation. So, John, with that being said, why don't we go through what we need to do so parents, especially our middle school parents, will be able to get the information for the children's transportation.
Sure. Okay. So I'll jump right into it. To access this bus lookup tool, you can access it through our district website. You just come to the home page and you can scroll down below the main image, and you can click on the icon, the bus icon that's labeled transportation. And that'll bring you to the same page that has that transportation form. But it also has a button called bus lookup tool. There's also the same instructions I'm giving you now. Is also a PDF version of that below that button. When you click on the button, it'll pull up a login portal. For the username, you're going to use your child's LACID, which is their student identification number. And the password is their date of birth, which is in a format of 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and 4-digit year. Click the login button, and it will bring you into the portal. You'll hover over students and view my students, and you should see your child there. When you click on their name, it will bring up their bus information. John, do you want me to go through what this information is?
Basically, it's just
So,
what
yeah, so
where
in
it
this,
is in the morning.
in this transportation information box, you'll see a from. This will be your bus stop location, an estimated time of the bus arrival, where the bus will be going, and the time it will arrive at the school. On the bottom here, you'll see that the from is the school, what time the bus will be leaving the school. You'll see the bus stop again, and then the arrival time at the bus stop in the afternoon. And that's it.
Once you have submitted a transportation form, the bus information will be valid 48 hours once you have sent your transportation request. Once again, there's a 48-hour time period. Even though it may be routed prior, this is just a communication between the Lowell Public Schools and the school bus company. Therefore, we have a 48-hour window with them. So though you may see your child's information already there within, let's say, 24 hours, that information is only valid 48 hours after, because the bus company may not have your child's information in due time. I just want to make that clear. So once again, school bus passes for all elementary students will be sent out next Wednesday via US mail. So you should anticipate receiving that bus pass no later than Saturday, the 27th. If there are any inaccuracies with your school bus pass, therefore will give you the 29th and 30th, the Monday and Tuesday, prior to the opening of school on Wednesday. But once again, it's vital that the information that you provide on the transportation form is accurate, and if so, everything should work out fine. I think that pretty much encompasses it, Jen. Maybe we can start taking some questions.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions. A lot of people asking how they get their student ID number if they're an incoming kindergartner.
They should call the school, their school, and whoever answers the phone there, they'll just look it up on our student database and give them that information.
And if a student took, yep,
Or the Family Resource Center, Jen, too.
if a student took transportation last year, do they have to re-enroll for transportation?
Excellent question. We have had, if your child had school bus transportation last year and there are no changes with your address, your babysitter, you do not have to fill out another transportation form. You do not. All will happen is the grade advancement to the next grade. And you'll see that on the school bus pass or what you'll see online. But you do not need to fill out any other transportation forms with us.
Let's see. Special education students, do they automatically get transportation regardless of how close they live to the school?
If special needs transportation is written into their individual education plan, mileage does not matter. It could be across the street from the school.
Are there any buses for after-school programs?
As of today, I can't answer that. We are still in the midst of a driver shortage. And that's everywhere in the country, I would imagine at this point. But school districts around the Merrimack Valley are having severe driver shortages, which would infect those after-school programs. At this point, I would think that we're looking at a 50-50 shot at this point, but I can't answer that today.
Okay. And this year with the high school students receiving free LRTA passes, how will they receive those?
There's a schedule at the high school, and it's just like they had at the end of the month. LRTA will go to the high school, and they'll also go one other day to the freshman academy. All they need is their school bus. All they need is their ID, and they'll receive the monthly pass. No money being transferred at all. We'll take account and we'll pay for them ourselves. Lowell Public Schools will pay for the bus pass. If they're not in school, if they're absent or tardy that day, they are also able to purchase those at the Gallagher Terminal on Thorndike Street. They can pick up monthly pass there as well. Usually this will happen 2 to 3 days prior to the beginning of the next month. And that's when you'll be able to purchase them. But there's a schedule that the high school will give to you on the days that the LRTA will be present.
Right. On the transportation form, it asks what school the child attends and the home address. What if you need transportation from a place other than your home address?
It's further down on the sheet. You'll see alternate that out as well.
Okay, great. Let's see. Can a parent ride with a kindergartner on the bus the first day of school?
Unfortunately not, due to liability issues with the bus company.
My son needs before school care at the STEM. Last year we had transportation from the YMCA. Can we expect that this year?
You can. Yes.
All right, great.
We're not going to let them cross Thorndike Street.
No one should be crossing Thorndike Street. Last year, there was a bus by Lincoln School that picked up many students that may have been on the border of 1.5 miles. Will that be available again this year?
It will. That is a bus that goes to the Stocklosa School, which is the stop is Chelmsford Street at Shaw Street. It's just below the 1.50, but we deem that it's a dangerous route on the way to school. So we've given them that.
My child will be in middle school and will start early, so we plan to take her to school in the morning. She lives under the 1.5 mile distance. Would it be possible for her to take a bus home after school if dropping off other students on that route?
No. Must meet the 1.50 mileage.
All I'm a volunteer working with an Afghan family. They do not know English and do not have computer skills. How do I get the student ID numbers? So you can get those from their school.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or come.
Oh, the FRC. Yeah.
Yep.
Is there anything special needing to be done when completing the registration for special needs students?
Nope. Fill it out the same way. And what we'll do is we'll route it the same way. You will not, elementary students will not receive a special education bus pass. You will be called by the company Pride Star or the bus driver, alerting them what time that they should be there prior. Obviously, once again, we do have a driver shortage, so we're going to do the best we possibly can, alerting families of the times. If you've had it in the past, I would imagine that the pickup times would be fairly close to what they were last year.
Okay. Will the bus from the Pawtucketville still drop off students at the Boys and Girls Club?
Yes.
Okay. What if the bus pass never shows up at home in the mail?
Then what you can do is, as the backup, the information will be on the website, and you'll be able to look it up on the website as well, and you can print that bus pass from the website as well. Obviously, the bus driver will also have the name of that student on his bus list. But if you did not receive a bus pass, especially a kindergarten or first grader, please let us know or come down here and we'll print another bus pass for you and give it to you. But you'll be able to get the information on the website as well.
Okay. What time should kids show up to the bus stop before the stated pickup time?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. All right. I have a grandson who took Pride Star in the past and is now going to take regular transportation. Does it matter? Does she have to fill out another form?
She does not have, the child does not have sped transportation anymore.
Right, they're going to take regular transportation this year.
Okay, so I would have received a form from the special ed department stating that the student no longer does, but needs a pass. So in the same instance, I would send myself an email, have that parent send me an email just so I could substantiate that. In fact, we've got the child on the regular ed bus. And my email is on the website as well.
Yep, I just sent it to her privately too. All right. My son had transportation last year. He lives 1.7 miles away from school. I also emailed this matter to John. Please help me. Okay, so if they had transportation last year and they live 1.7 miles away, they'll have it again this year.
If they had it last year, then there's no changes.
Right.
Yeah.
What do Lowell High School students do on day one before they get their passes?
The first day of school will be free for the students. It's the last day of August. LRTA is letting us all get out for nothing.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about, so we have a parent here who's asking about transportation to Greater Lowell Tech.
Totally different school district.
So they handle that. They have to talk. Okay.
They would give, actually, I believe, the business office a call, the Greater Lowell, and they'll be able to do it. And if I'm not mistaken, on the website, the bus schedules are on their website. They don't get bus passes. They just go to the site, the stop that would be near their house. A lot of questions there, Jen.
Yeah, I know. These people are hungry for answers here. Let's see. Yeah, so the information on the bus lookup tool will be populated sometime next week.
What I'll do is the bus pass will be sent out in the mail on 24th, be the same day.
Okay,
I would, however, just due to a lot of last minute signups, I would still check the website a day or two prior to school. That time may change by a minute or 2 or 3 minutes. Not a big change, but there might be a little bit of a change just due to capacity issues that we may have to move students a little bit, but the bus pass should be fairly accurate.
is transportation from the Wang Middle School to the YMCA available after school?
No, out of zone.
My son starts kindergarten, but will be in daycare in the morning. Will the bus pick him up in front of the daycare?
If he's a regular ed student, to be on the corner, there are no door-to-door pickups.
Okay. All right, and for anyone who's looking for the website we were talking about, that is the Lowell Public Schools website. It's www.lowell.k12.ma.us. And you can find transportation under the departments heading. LRTA bus does not have routes on Pawtucket Boulevard route. I believe they do.
I believe they do as well.
Yeah, I've seen them out there, so you should
I would-
check the LRTA website again. If a child has a ride to school in the morning but just needs a bus ride home, is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Are Head Start students transported to by the public school buses?
Mostly all those students are by CTI, transported by community teamwork. Some of our 3-year-olders that go to the Cardinal O'Connell, we will transport if they have special needs.
Do parents have to drop off kindergarten students on the first day as stated on the placement letter, or is it okay for them to take the bus the first day?
There's nothing saying that they can't take the bus. We will accept them. It's important to note as well, especially with our kindergartners and first graders who have not taken the school bus, to show them where their school bus stop is, because sometimes when there's numerous students getting off at stops, which there is this year due to the consolidation of bus stops, that there may be at times, and we try to keep our kindergarten and first graders up to the front, but sometimes they may go into the middle or the back and they don't get off at their bus stop. They would then be taken to Booty School. So it's probably good that they know where their bus stop is so they can get off at the right time.
All right. My child took the bus to Pawtucketville last year, but is entering the Wang this year. So if you're going from the elementary school to the middle school, do you have to fill out another form? Or does that automatically go with the student?
It automatically goes as long as they meet the 1.50 requirement.
All right. Okay. I have twins entering kindergarten, one special needs, one not. I've been told they'll need to be on separate buses. How should I navigate the need to be at 2 potentially different bus stops at once?
Unfortunately, due to the fluidity of the special needs programs and capacity on those small buses, we cannot take regular ed students because it may get to the point where we don't have room for one of the special ed students that may be on that bus. So unfortunately, the regular ed student goes on the big bus and the special needs student goes on the small bus.
My daughter took the bus last year. We live on Princeton Boulevard from Markland. Will she still get the bus for the new school term?
Yes, if they had it last year, nothing will change.
Um,
Yeah, and I don't think we need John to stay any longer. He might want to go see his family.
He looks like he's having fun though.
John, you're good to go.
All right. And there's no transportation for pre-K students unless they are special needs, correct?
That is
right. Can my child take a bus from the Daily to Pawtuckettville?
Yes.
Do kindergartners have to fill out a transportation form, or do they automatically receive their bus pass in the mail?
They would only receive a school bus pass in the mail if they applied using the transportation form. They need to fill out the form. If you want transportation for the first time that you've never used it in the past, you need to fill out the form.
So this mom's waiting to find out if her son will be accepted into the YMCA program. How long does she have to change the address for transportation?
YMCA, the Boys Club, and CTI programs have been told that they have until the 24th to give me a final list, and then the parents can send in the new transportation form.
Okay. Does the Bartlett have two separate buses for elementary and middle school students for morning bus, and or will they come home on the same bus for drop off?
Different times in the morning, 7:20 for middle school, 7:50 for elementary. All of the students get out at 2:10 in the afternoon. And elementary cannot, or middle school cannot get on different buses with their siblings. If they elementary and middle, the school will not accept them earlier. So if an elementary wanted to get on a middle school bus, the school would not accept them because they wouldn't have anybody take care of them for half an hour.
Okay. And for people that came late, bus passes for grades K through 4 will be mailed out on August 24th. So keep an eye on your mailbox. And grades 5 through 8, you'll be able to look it up on the bus lookup tool, and you will not get a physical bus pass. But the bus lookup tool will be updated next week as well. And that's on the Lowell Public Schools website.
Right.
Right. And if you're going from elementary school into middle school, as long as your address hasn't changed and nothing's changed, your transportation moves with you. And as long as you're within you live far enough away, which is
Right.
1.5 miles in middle school.
Right. That's a lot of people get confused with that. So if you went to the Bailey School and you lived on Princeton Boulevard at Westford Street, that'd be just over 3/4 of a mile. But if you then move on to 5th grade at the Daily, you would not get that bus from Princeton at Stevens. It's not 1.5 miles. And once again, through our transportation software, it's not a Google Maps type of thing. It's the fastest it's the most expedient walking route. Therefore, you may say that it might be 1.7 miles when my software may say it's 1.3 miles. So if there is a question concerning how close, feel free to email me as well.
And we have someone who's curious about how the hiring of bus monitors is going.
At this point, Pride Star is at full complement with drivers and monitors. But if you want to be a monitor, more than happy to bring you on with Pride Star Transport. And you can go right to their headquarters on West Adams Street and apply there as well.
What are the citywide middle schools?
Citywide middle schools are the Lincoln Elementary, the Bartlett, the Robinson, the Pine Arts, the Moody School. And I think that might be it.
All right. And the Lowell High students, do they have to fill out a form to get their LRTA bus pass?
No.
No. All right. Can they use the LRTA bus pass anytime or only to go back and forth from school?
It's a monthly pass. They can use it at any time.
They can use it on the weekends. Okay.
Yep.
It's good. Get those kids to work, right?
There we go.
All right. My child is transferring schools and needs transportation. Do I wait to see if he got accepted into the school I'm asking him to be transferred into? And can I still fill out the transportation form later?
Once they have received confirmation from the Family Resource Center that they've got their school, a different school, then fill out a transportation form again.
All right. I think we've got everything covered.
Think we're good?
Yep. I think we're good.
All right. If there's other further questions, you and I can go over them in the morning.
Yep.
All
All
set?
right. Well, thank you everyone for coming tonight. We hope we answered all your questions. And if not, we will be putting together a frequently asked questions form, and you can contact the Family Resource Center if you have any further questions, and we'll do our best to get back to you. So as soon as
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Have a good-
everyone.